Hello researchers, so this is another video on tips to rule out some common challenges during the PhD journey. So this is another important points or important topic to be discussed. See, PhD journey is not an easy journey, so all of you know that, and there are a lot of problems, lot of challenges we face during the PhD journey. Those who has already completed this journey, they know the things better. So that is why the persons or the people who are doing their PhD journey now or who are in this journey, so for them there are few tips that they can adopt to rule out there are few common challenges or very well known challenges in their PhD journey. So with that aim only this video is prepared. So let us go ahead and see how this problem can be ruled out. So here in this video a few important or rather you can say common challenges are being listed. And okay, so let us see the first one. See, conflict with your supervisor. Yes, this may not be looking a very comfortable one, but it is true that this is the problem faced by many of the PhD students, because they and their supervisors are not having that proper alignment or not having that proper tuning. So in that case there can be a lot of problem. So that is why, see, this is one of the most important connection during anyone's PhD. So definitely any PhD student, they should look for the healthy environment or healthy relationship with his or her supervisor, and of course not only healthy, it should be professional and respectful. And definitely in most of the cases the students they what I have seen, they used to give their 100% to maintain the relationship, but many times from the supervisor ends that they may not be handling the relationship with a professional way. So that is equally true for the supervisor point of view also, because they also should treat the relationship as the professional relationship. They should not dig out in their personal life, I mean the students' personal life. So let them enjoy their personal life and let them separate the personal life and the professional life in the research works, etc. Okay, and so this way you can rule out many challenges. And look for the concrete feedback. See, frequent interaction with your supervisor is very important. So go for frequent interaction whenever your supervisor is free, and try to get the solid feedback on your specific problem. See, when you go to the supervisor, go with a specific problem and try to solve your problem, and then you go ahead. But if you do not go to supervisor with a specific problem, then definitely the interaction may not be fruitful. So that point you keep in mind. Next point is, see, handling the stress of paper rejection. This is a very common point or very common challenge that everyone faces. See, during all of you know that during your PhD journey, at least you have to publish few papers, maybe 3 to 4 minimum. Now see, when you submit a paper, rejection is a common phenomenon. So you need not to get disheartened on that. You need not to get you need to take it so seriously. So rejection is a common thing, and not only you, almost all the people who has completed their PhD or going through this journey, everyone faced this problem. Okay, so it is not a new thing for you. So if this is the case, then what you have to do, you sit with your supervisor. Suppose your paper is rejected, so you sit with your supervisor and you carefully analyze the reviewer comments, carefully check what reviewer has given the comments and how you can improve it. You work on that, and after improving, immediately you submit it to another journal. So don't sit idling, or don't you think that no, I will make the paper perfect, then only I will submit. No, this is not going to work. You improve it as far as knowledge is concerned or in consultation with your supervisor, then you submit to another journal. But keep on submitting, because if you keep on submitting, then if it gets rejected also, it will come with some comments. So that will give you some more insights how you can improve the paper. But instead of submitting, if you just sit on the paper, then ultimately it will kill your time and it is not going to help you anyway. So this point, see, don't take the paper rejection seriously. It is a common phenomena for every PhD student. So update it and resubmit it. So that is the solution of this. Next one, difficulty in finding the perfect research gap. Yes, this is another point. Many people suffer from this, that they are not finding a specific or very clear research gap, and it is true. And see, in many universities or institutes, our lab facility, if it is experimental work, I am saying lab facilities may not be very good. Then you may have many ideas in your brain, but you do not have the resources to carry out that kind of work. So that also you have to keep in mind. So first you see what are the resources available with you, or what you may manage in the coming few months or few years, or few months, maybe 6 months or 1 year, because you cannot take more time for your laboratory setup and etc., because you have to complete this the whole journey maybe 4 to 5 hours, 5 years. So that point also you have to keep in mind. Now if you want to specify the research gap, then definitely you should take help from your supervisor. So seek input from your supervisor to scope your topic. Then you need to go through the recent review articles, because see, if you go through the review articles, that will give you a very good overview of the total area, and that will help you to narrow down your topic. So this is very important if you want to find a proper research gap. So find the review articles and you go through that articles, and whatever the research gap you have determined, start with that. Don't sit and think that you will get a very concrete research gap, then you will start. No, whatever you got, you start from there, and definitely as the time will pass, you will see that you are coming up with new research gap. So that is the normal phenomena for everyone. So don't sit idle, you just go ahead with the idea or the gap, whatever you have determined. Now another point I would like to add here, that you should not choose a topic, or I rather that my suggestion is that it is better not to choose a topic which is very new, or you do not have sufficient data on that. So then also it is going to be a problem. Of course, if you are in one of the very best laboratory where you have all the supports and everything, then it is separate issue. But in majority of the cases, this may not be the condition. So in that case, you better not to start a topic which is very fresh. You may not have sufficient data on that. And on the other hand, you should not work on a very absolute topic, because if you choose the absolute topic, then definitely your paper is not going to publish. So choose the moderate path. Okay, so better not to go with the very fresh area, or not to go with the very old area or absolute area. So try to find area which is in moderate area, where you can find some kind of research gap. That is, I feel that is one of the good option. But of course, if your supervisor is having some very good knowledge in some very new area, and your laboratory or other analytical facilities, it is having state of the art conditions, then you may choose to. That is separate thing. But in generally, it is not preferable. So number 4, it is also linked with that previous point, that insufficient research data. So that is why you can do good research when you have access to rich data, but you may struggle to find this kind of corrected data. So that just now what I told. So make sure that when you pick up your PhD project or the topic, you have a solid plan and resources to get the required data, and you don't want to change your topic after a year due to the lack of data. Definitely this is going to be a blunder, because initially you need to have a proper plan. It may take few months, maybe 6 months, 8 months is okay. You choose a perfect plan, then you go ahead. But instead of going for a specific or perfect plan, if you just randomly start with anything without any background study, then you may end up with some serious problem after 1 year or 1.5 years. So that is why you just see what is the condition of your research area, and try to figure out the research gap beforehand, before starting the research work. So as I already told, it should not be very fresh area, or it should not be very absolute area. So try to go with the area which is moderately developed. So that is, I feel, one of the best option. Now come to the next point, lack of motivation. Yes, this is another very big problem, because as it is a long journey, 4 to 5 years of journey, and then see, there will be hardly very few stages where you can actually celebrate the success. Maybe paper acceptance, so it will be maybe 4 to 5 maximum in your 4 to 5 years. Then your thesis clearance, synopsis clearance, something like that. So that if you total it, then also it may not be more than 8 to 10 times in your whole PhD journey. So that is why lack of motivation is a common thing in PhD journey. But see, you will lose the motivation due to the reasons such as not getting the expected results. So that is one point. Like whatever you have planned, you are not getting the result as per your plan or as per your expectation. Then paper rejection, yes, this is sufficient enough to demotivate you. Then criticism, yes, this is also, because criticism from many ends, especially if it is from supervisor, then it is very damaging. And several other factors, we know that. So there are several factors which help in the lack of motivation for the PhD scholar. And it is not the thing that you are only facing this problem, everybody comes across this problem. So that is why you need to be very strong, because this is the time when your true strength will be tested. Because see, if you have completed the PhD, it is not like that you have only published few papers and you have cleared your thesis. In addition to that, your strength, mental strength, and the ability to take the challenge, that also tested in your PhD journey. So stay strong and stay focused. And better to keep yourself away from the negative minded people, because negative minded people, not only they are negative, they will make you negative. So it is better to go out or keep a distance from the negative minded people and keep contact with your well wishers and share your problems, thought with them. So sharing is caring here. So try to share your problem with your friends who are really good for you, and then this way you can take up the motivation to go ahead. Another work is not completing the work within the allotted time or the stipulated time. So we have it is known to that the PhD journey, it is normally 4 to 5 years if you go for the full time scholar. Then sometimes you may struggle to finish on time. So to avoid it, you need to follow proper time management or the work plan. So proper time management and work plan is very, very important. For example, like first 6 months, maybe your coursework will be going on. Then next 6 months you will do the literature review or something. Then maybe after 1 year, means from your third semester onwards, you should start your work. Okay, and then try to publish as soon as possible. So what the plan is, maybe when you are in the fourth semester, or you have ended the third semester means 1.5 year. At that time, you should have one published paper with you. So this way you will get motivation also, and your pressure will come down, your stress will come down. Okay, so that is why publish as soon as possible and keep at least 4 to 6 months time for your thesis writing. This is very important. See, if you are planning that you will publish 4 to 5 papers, then you try to publish each paper in every 6 months. So in that case, what will happen, after 4 years, maybe already 5 papers you have published, and then another 1 year you have for thesis writing. So that there will be you can reduce lot of stress this way. Otherwise, suppose if 2 years gone or 2.5 years gone, you have not published a single paper, then definitely the stress will be very, very high. So to avoid this kind of situation, you start working hard from the day one, so that at least in the first year, or if not possible in the second year, you publish at least one paper in from your research work. So this way you can reduce the stress. Next point is the slow progress. Yes, when you start your PhD, then you need to learn a lot of new techniques or skills, like how to read paper, how to write manuscript. Reading paper is okay, but writing manuscript is the main problem what I feel the students are facing. Data analysis, etc., etc. And another problem is that setting up the laboratory if you are doing experimental work. But see, you need not to worry if you are slow. But thing is that you should move a little. You should go ahead. Or if there are slow progress, then also it is needed to worry. But you should not be stopped at some point. You should move. If it is slow, also is fine. But you should move. Okay, so give your 100% and try to accelerate the progress. But no need to be upset that if your progress is slow. Then it is coming the work life balance. So I feel this is one of the most important one. See, many PhD students struggle to maintain a balance between the work and the personal life. Balance the work and personal life is very important, because see, doing excellent PhD, it is everyone's target, every PhD scholar's target. However, don't kill yourself. Be kind to yourself. See, PhD is not your life. Yes, PhD is important, but this is not your life. So you need to remember this. If you complete the PhD, it will help you to get a better job or some other income source, but it is not your life. So you have to keep a balance between your research work and your personal life. Okay, so be kind to yourself. That is the point you need to keep in mind. So establishing a good balance is very important. So yes, give lot of time for your research, but don't forget to enjoy your good time with your family and friends. This is very important. Celebrate every small success. Small success means in your research area, whenever there is a small success, you celebrate it. So this will give you more motivation. Like one paper has been accepted, so you enjoy it. You celebrate it with your lab mate, your batch mates, or with your supervisor. Go for a small party. So this will give you more energy and motivation, so that you can work with more enthusiasm. Next is take small breaks in between and go for vacation for rejuvenation. Yes, this is very important, because at a stress, if you keep on working, definitely you will get fatigue. So you take small breaks, maybe 1 week of breaks or 3 to 4 days of break, and go for a small vacation with your lab mates or friends or maybe family. So this will fresh up your mind, and when you will come back and you will start the work again, you will feel that you are very energetic and you are starting with a new energy. So this is very important. And here the role of supervisor is also very important. They should also be very flexible with their students. They should not be very rigid. No, you should not go for vacation, etc. They should also feel that this PhD scholars, they are also human beings. So they also have their family, their friends. So they also need their some personal time. So please let them allow to go for some personal work, and no need to dig their personal life. As a supervisor, your role is to look after their research work. So let them enjoy their personal life. Don't interfere in their personal life. That is my opinion. So this way, actually both way it should work. Means from supervisor point of view also, it should work. Then managing research stress. So this is, we know that during the PhD journey, everyone will be stressful. You will find very less people, or very less percentage of the people who will tell that no, during my PhD journey I have not faced any stress. It is almost impossible. Okay, so situation can be stressful in your PhD journey. So this is nothing special on that. Yeah, situation can be stressful, but it can be reduced with cold shower. Yes, cold shower is very good technique to reduce your stress. Then get in touch with the nature, like long walk in nature or having some feedback from the lab mates. When you are stressful, share your problem with your lab mates. Then meditation. All of you know that mindfulness meditation and regular exercise, this can be game changer for your stress management during your PhD journey. So although you may be very much involved with your PhD journey, but don't forget that if you are physically and mentally fit, then only you can give your 100%. So that is why, to make you physically fit, you go for regular exercise, maybe daily 40-45 minutes, fine. And of course meditation that will keep you mentally very cool, relax, so that you can provide your 100%. And nowadays there are so many platforms are there where you can practice the mindfulness meditation. So that these two things, I believe, is going to help you a lot to manage your stress during the PhD journey. And another point is homesickness. Yeah, this may not be a serious one for many of us, but some people suffer from this problem also. Because during the PhD journey, it is very likely that you will move to another country or city for your PhD program. So in such a case, you will feel homesick, and it is quite common for many of us, especially at the initial stage of your PhD journey. Okay, so in that case, what you can do before going to that new area, try to connect the people who are already there. Okay, maybe some seniors who are working in that area or in that lab, classmates, lab mates, etc. So this way, what you can do, you can your mind will help you to settle in that new place, and you will feel comfortable, so that you can work nicely. So these are the few tips what I thought that I will share with the PhD students, so that may be helpful for them. So anyway, thank you for your time and watching this video. So here are these references that I have followed for preparation of this video. So thank you once again for